This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 18643 Lanark Street, Reseda, California, 91335. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS cleanout located on the left-hand side of the property. It looks to be towards a back bedroom door. And this is our back bedroom door here. This is our 4-inch ABS cleanout. And this is the front of our property here. And we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. And we're going to go ahead and drop down and begin our video sewer inspection. Here's where we're dropping into black ABS sewer pipe. And we have a bit of an offset in this joint here from about the 2 o'clock area to about the 8 o'clock area there, as you can see, holding back a little bit of water. But we're just going to go ahead and jump over this. It does appear that we're transitioning into vitreous clay. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. A bit of an offset in that joint from about the 9 o'clock to around about the 3 o'clock. Nothing major. Just going to go ahead and continue to push out. The joint appears to be in fair condition. Again, it has a little bit of an offset there from about the 8 o'clock area up to about the 1 o'clock area. Again, nothing major. I'm going to go ahead and continue to push out. We have another offset in this joint here from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 6 o'clock area. It does continue to push out, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, another minor offset in this joint here from about the 9 o'clock around to about the 3 o'clock area. I'm going to go ahead and continue to push out. Another offset in this joint from about the 7 o'clock all the way around to about the 3 o'clock. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And we do have a root intrusion in this area here. We're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 4 foot 7 inches deep, and it is on the, if you're facing the house from the street, it's on your left hand side, just along the wood fence there, just next to a large boulder that's there in the grass. And we did mark it with an orange flag at 4 foot 7 inches deep. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And a little bit of roots in that joint, or a little buildup in that joint there. Do have an offset from about the 9 o'clock all the way around to about the 5 o'clock area. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And we do have a belly here in this area. And our belly is starting right about 67 feet. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And we're going to attempt to push out past our belly and get past this point. And again, we have more roots in this joint here, so we're just going to pause here and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area. This area is at 4 foot 1 inches deep, and this is on the sidewalk. This is again on the left-hand side of the property if you're facing the house, just after the fence there on the sidewalk at 4 foot 1 inches deep. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. As you can see here, it's holding back quite a bit of debris. It was getting caught up, and that's what's causing the belly in this area. As I pushed through with my camera, I was able to push through and get push the debris through, so now the water's starting to flow through. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. A little bit of an offset in that joint there, but nothing major. And it does appear that we do have another little belly here in this area, starting at about 81 feet. And we're just going to go ahead and push through. And again, we're holding back quite a bit of debris in this area. I'm going to pause the mic here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and run a little bit of water in the house and try to help flush some of this debris and build up out into the city sewer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and continue to push out, and I'm going to attempt to reach our city sewer tie-in. And as you can see, some of the stuff is starting to flow through now that we opened it up. And once we get out to our city sewer tie-in, we'll rinse our camera lens off, and we'll wait for the water to run through. And this does appear to be our transition to our 4 to 6. We're dropping down, making a little bit of turn, and we're dropping down into our city sewer. And as you can see, we're in our city sewer now. So we're just going to pause our mic and let everything run down.
Okay. All right, go ahead, bud. We're in the city sewer, and we're going to begin pulling back slowly. And this is the saddle area. Got a tiny bit of water. The saddle area looks good. The connections look good. We got a minor offset at the saddle, the next joint right here, but still looks to be in fair condition. That's pretty common with clay. So we're going to keep pulling back. That area looks to be in good condition. It increases, and that's out in the street. Increases probably to either a 6-inch or an 8-inch line. I believe this is 6-inch all the way. Stop right there. Push back in just a little bit, Glenn. Hold it right there and pull back a little tiny bit. Pull back. Keep going. Got some cracks right here. And this is an inspection tee. That's where they ran the inspection when this was installed. They plugged it off and then filled it up back to the house so that they could see if anything leaked. Okay. But we do have some cracks. Looks like minor roots maybe coming in from the top of the tee. Okay, pull back. Next joint has minor offset. Still looks to be in fair condition. It's maintainable. Nothing major right there. Next joint looks to be in good condition. We got some large roots coming up that are back here by the tree, and I did mark it with a flag. Next joint looks to be in fair condition. That joint looks to be in fair condition. Keep pulling back. That joint looks to be in fair condition. Most of the clay joints look to be in pretty fair condition, which is really good. Slow down. Okay, go slow. We got a large root intrusion here. Keep going. Okay, and this joint right here, you've got maybe about 40% restriction right here. It doesn't look like it's offset. Go in just a little tiny bit if you can, Glenn. Just a little bit. Stop. At the bottom here, I can still see the joint. But I don't know what's happening back behind the roots, whether there's a crack, whether there's a break, or just roots get into the joint a lot of times. Yeah. So if this is hydrojetted, then you can see it after and see what the joint looks like, if it does need attention, or if maybe you can just use Root-X and get by like that.
Okay. And tell them how to use Root-X?
Well, the Root-X, we'd go through that at the time. You just flush it down the toilet.
At nighttime.
You flush it down late at night, let it sit all night long so that it foams up in the line. Oh. It'll burn the roots all the way back to the joint and slows the root growth.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Pull back.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Okay, keep pulling back. Coming up to the next joint, and that joint looks to be in fair condition. Coming up to the next joint, have a little bit of, go back in a second. Might be concrete slag. It's difficult to tell. Slow down right there. Stop. It looks like roots. It looks like minor roots right there. Because usually if it was concrete, it's going to stick out a lot more and be a large chunk. But that's minor too. That's still maintainable. Okay, keep pulling back. And we did have a soft stoppage earlier. Now we're coming up on some larger roots. Keep pulling back slow. Okay, now this is where we had that soft stoppage right here. Okay, slow down. Again, just a section of roots, probably 20%, 25% restricted. Doesn't look like the joint is offset, is really shifted bad or anything. Don't see any major breaks, but you can't tell anything, like I said, what's behind that until you clean it out. You can try and run a snake, but you're not probably going to get all the roots out, and it's not going to help you to try and use the Root-X. You need it good and clean. Okay, keep pulling back, but the joint still looks to be fair. And that's the area I marked with the orange flag out there. Cool. That joint looks to be in fair condition. That joint looks to be in fair condition. Now we're 47 feet, so we're coming back from this side of the house. That joint looks to be in fair condition. That joint as well. One of the joints with the roots is beyond the fence, which is in the city lateral, which you still own.
Okay.
And one joint is back on this side of the fence,
Okay.
by the rock where we put the orange flag.
Okay.
That joint appears to be in fair condition. I think most of them all the way back look to be pretty good, right, from there?
Awesome.
Just a
That
couple
joint
of them.
appears to be in fair condition. Yeah, just a couple of them.
And the sewer connector to the city is.
Looks good.
Thank God.
The saddle area looked good.
That's a real.
Good.
That joint
costly
appears to be in
item.
fair condition. Yeah, that's the expensive part of the
To get,
sewer is out in the
right.
street, especially the saddle. We're back to 14 feet. We're pretty close to the clean out. Got a little offset right here. Go back in just a little bit, bud. When I say offset, you can see where you see the face of the pipe down there?
Yeah.
Where it wasn't aligned properly when it was put together. So it's like this instead of being nice and flush.
Bit of
I
an
don't
angle.
foresee that causing an issue,
Just keep
but
an eye
then
on
again,
it.
I'm going to note it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put down what it would cost to fix that. If it had to be excavated,
Okay.
it might be about $500, $600. Let me locate this real quick
Yeah.
if I
just-
can.
12
Hit
feet.
that for me real fast so I can see exactly where it's at and find out how deep it is.
Buttons by you.
Okay, yep, that's me, huh?
You're closer to
I forget. Okay, we're at 3 foot 9 inches deep, and this is our transition from ABS plastic to vitreous clay, and we're pulling back. And that area eventually will probably need to be excavated and repaired and just aligned. Now we're pulling back and up and out of our clean out. And that will conclude our video sewer inspection.
Thank
Cool.
you.